When she came home, Peggy kept her word and told William everything. Almost everything, actually. Everyone has a history, William asserts. He claims he doesn't need to hear anything more because the moment is what matters, even though he is knowledgeable of the circumstances surrounding T. Thomas Fortune. Her child, her annulled marriage, and the horrific events that followed are all kept a secret from William. The Suffragette is traveling to Brooklyn at Peggy's request to deliver a talk because the interview with Frances Ellen Watkins Harper, Lisa Gay Hamilton, went so well. Peggy agrees when William asks if his mother, Elizabeth, can come. Elizabeth, however, is outspoken in her opposition to the suffrage movement, believing that black men's rights must be first. There is no benefit to complacency, Peggy replies. It turns out that William didn't inform his mother that the purpose of this private meeting was to talk about suffrage because she wouldn't have come otherwise. Elizabeth regrettably believes that Peggy would not be a suitable wife. Peggy tells her mother that she loves William more than she hates Elizabeth, even though she knows Elizabeth is difficult. In England, meddling families are still a problem, but Bertha is available to help. Gladys asks if she can find out more about the estate, following her mother's suggestion. Gladys's interest has shocked Lady Sarah, who asks Bertha if she put her daughter through this. Hector appears happy about this development, though. Gladys claims she wants to plant trees to commemorate Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee during supper, but Lady Sarah assures her that everything is set up. Lady Sarah gets up first to tell the women to leave the table, as she has done on other occasions. Gladys takes advantage of the situation to establish her dominance by posing the question, if Lady Sarah is ill, why would she be the first to stand? Lady Sarah complains to her brother, I've always made my decision when the women got through. Hector notes that she must now wait for Gladys's signal because there was no Duchess back then. Bertha lifts her glass to her daughter, grinning. Hector is reminded by Bertha the next day that Gladys has a good heart and a good mind and is willing to assist if given the opportunity. Sarah must relinquish control to him as quickly as possible. After comparing all of the news articles, Mrs. Bruce came to the conclusion that Miss Andre must be the guilty party because only Bertha's maid would be aware of the specifics. They now need to devise a strategy to reveal her. Tragic events. Oscar hears Maud's side of the story at the Haymarket. Maud will have to go up to her room because he is working. Oscar is seeking answers, but she believes he wants sex. Maud shares her dark and depressing narrative, which starts when she was 12 years old and her father lost her in a card game. Her decisions have become a survival game ever then. Crowther, the con artist we saw last season, conned Oscar out of his riches and left Maud with nothing. She is currently working at the club to pay off her debt to others. Although Oscar acknowledges that he despises her for destroying him and his mother, he also wants to know whether she has any other options. Maud says she has a sister in Sandusky, Ohio. During lunch, Oscar asks John Adams if he believes that being polite was a stupid move. John thinks otherwise because Maud was just as much of a victim of Crowther as Oscar. The two former lovers are having another kind, casual talk. Oscar gives John a heartfelt thank you for saving his life before they part ways. John says he has a new investor to meet and takes it in stride. John is thrown into the air by a rushing horse and carriage as he turns and waves to cross the street. Although everything happens so fast and it is impossible to tell if he is dead or alive, his odds of surviving appear to be minimal. When it comes to finding enduring romantic partners, are the Fortes and Van Ryns doomed? Gladys and Bertha's relationship is once again harmonious, but the news back home is tense. The tabloids are still publishing rumors from inside the Russell residence, this time regarding Larry's engagement. When the newspapers learn that George is currently residing at the Union Club rather than his home, what will happen? Until one individual owns 51% of the business, JP won't allow anyone to leave. The Merrick brothers and Mr. Sage, played by Peter McRobbie, the other two shareholders, are also there. The fact that Clay, George's former secretary, is now working for Mr. Sage surprises him. JP is adamantly on Team George and believes Sage will destroy the company. Despite their reluctance, the Merricks consent to sell George enough shares to give him controlling ownership. The fact that they can't make it legal until they get back to New York, where their attorneys will be waiting, doesn't concern George. Regretfully, Clay is aware of George's financial grave, including the fact that Russell Industries is on the verge of collapse. What better place than the newspaper's front page to reveal these details? Since only his former secretary is aware of these details, George feels certain that Clay is the source. It's difficult to determine if George is kidding when he claims that he ought to have had Clay killed, though I don't believe he is. The Merricks have withdrawn, Russell Industries' stock has fallen, and 2 banks are in danger of failing. George is determined to locate the funds.